Before you go to sleep tonight, I need you to hear this carefully because what I'm about to share with you could protect your heart and your brain, especially if you are over the age of 60. My name is Woken, and for years I have studied how blood pressure behaves in aging bodies. And what most people never realize is that the most dangerous changes do not always happen during the day. They happen quietly at night while you are asleep. And the most concerning part is this. Many people who believe their blood pressure is under control during the day are experiencing dangerous spikes at night without ever knowing it. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up suddenly in the middle of the night with your heart beating faster than normal? Have you ever felt slightly dizzy when you wake up in the morning? Or noticed that you feel more tired after sleeping than before you went to bed? If that sounds familiar, you need to pay very close attention because these are not random experiences. They can be early warning signs of something called nocturnal hypertension. And here is where it becomes serious. Research from the American Heart Association shows that blood pressure is supposed to drop naturally during sleep, a process known as nocturnal dipping. And this drop is essential because it allows your heart and blood vessels to recover from the stress of the day. But for many adults over 60, this drop does not happen. Instead, their blood pressure stays high or even increases during the night. And this creates a condition that doctors consider one of the most dangerous hidden risk factors for heart attack, stroke, and even cognitive decline. And I want you to stay with me, because in just a moment, I'm going to reveal the number one reason this happens, and it is something most people do every single evening without thinking about it. But before we get there, you need to understand what is supposed to happen inside your body during healthy sleep. Your heart rate slows, your blood vessels relax, and your nervous system shifts into a recovery mode. This is when your body repairs damage, reduces inflammation, and restores balance. But when blood pressure remains elevated during this time, your heart never gets that recovery period, and over time, this constant strain weakens the cardiovascular system and damages the delicate blood vessels in your brain. Now let's talk about the first warning sign, because your body often gives clues before anything serious happens. One of the earliest signs of nocturnal hypertension is waking up feeling unrefreshed even after a full night of sleep. This happens because your body has been under stress instead of recovering. Your heart has been working harder than it should, and your nervous system has remained partially activated throughout the night. Another common sign is waking up with a headache, especially in the morning. This is often caused by elevated blood pressure during sleep affecting blood flow to the brain. Research from the National Institute on Aging indicates that persistent morning headaches in older adults can be associated with uncontrolled blood pressure patterns, particularly at night. Now here is where it becomes more concerning. Many people with nocturnal hypertension do not experience obvious symptoms at all, which is why it is often called a silent killer. And this is exactly why awareness is so important, because by the time symptoms become severe, the damage may already be significant. Now let me explain the number one cause of nighttime blood pressure spikes. And this is something that surprises most people: eating too late in the evening. When you eat close to bedtime, your body shifts into an active metabolic state. Your heart has to pump more blood to support digestion. Your blood pressure increases, and instead of entering a restful state, your body remains stimulated. This prevents your blood pressure from dropping naturally during sleep. Studies from the European Society of Cardiology have shown that late-night eating is strongly associated with elevated nighttime blood pressure and increased cardiovascular risk, especially in older adults. But that is not the only factor, because there are other habits that can make this problem even worse. For example, exposure to bright light or screens before bed can suppress melatonin production. Melatonin is not just a sleep hormone. It also plays a role in regulating blood pressure and relaxing blood vessels. When melatonin levels are low, your body remains in a more alert state, and your blood pressure does not drop properly. Another important factor is stress. What you think about and feel before going to bed matters more than you might realize. If your mind is active worried, or overstimulated. Your body carries that stress into sleep, increasing heart rate and blood pressure throughout the night. Now, let me share something important, because this is where everything begins to shift from fear to control. The good news is that nocturnal hypertension is not something you are powerless against. In many cases, it can be improved significantly with simple lifestyle changes. First, aim to finish your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This allows your body to complete digestion before sleep. Second, reduce screen exposure at least 1 hour before bed to support natural melatonin production. Third, create a calming nighttime routine, whether it is reading, light stretching, or quiet relaxation. And fourth, monitor your blood pressure not only during the day, but also in the evening and morning, because this can give you a clearer picture of how your body is responding. Now I want you to think about this. Your heart works continuously every second of your life, and the night is the only time it has to truly recover. When that recovery is disrupted night after night, the damage builds silently until one day it becomes something serious. But the most important thing you need to understand is this: your daily habits matter, your nighttime routine matters, and even small changes can have a powerful impact on your long-term health. This is something I have seen repeatedly in my work. Simple adjustments in routine leading to measurable improvements in blood pressure, energy, and overall well-being, especially in adults over 60. So tonight, before you go to bed, ask yourself, what time did I eat? What am I exposing my mind and body to? And what small change can I make starting now? Because the decision you make tonight may protect your heart and your brain more than you realize. And now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced any of these nighttime symptoms or changes in how you feel when you wake up? Leave your answer below, because your experience could help someone else recognize a warning sign they might otherwise ignore. And remember, your health is not just about what you do during the day. It is also about how your body recovers at night. And taking care of that process may be one of the most important things you can do for your future.